All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's do this. How's it going, everybody, and welcome to my first ever Q&A video. Right off the top, I just want to thank you guys for all of the support you guys have given me, and this video right here is just a big overall thank you, continuing from my 1K sub thank you video. Just thank you guys so much. You guys have been absolutely amazing, and right now we have about 30 questions for the first ever Q&A special that I plan on doing on this channel. So the lucky few that were able to actually submit their questions on my 1K sub video, I just want to thank you guys so much. And yes, your questions will be answered. But for some of you guys that are just, recently new to the channel, I recently did a 1K sub video because the channel recently reached a big milestone for a small YouTube channel. 1K subs, 1,000 subscribers. So this is just my way to thank you guys and interact with you guys just a little bit more. And this allows you guys to pick my brain a little bit and ask me some questions on any topic, any subject. And I was a little worried at first because I asked you guys, you guys can ask me any type of question, and I was expecting some lewd questions, but we only got one lewd question, and that one question makes me giggle every time I see it, and you'll know once we get to it in the video. But I'm just super excited. This is going to be a lot more laid back. As you can tell, I got my glasses on so that way I can actually see what I'm reading, but I do expect myself to mess up so many times while reading your guys' questions, so please forgive me. And also, right off the bat, if I mispronounce your guys' names, I'm sorry. I'm not going to be the best with names. I will do my absolute best to not only get your names right, but to give the best answer to your guys' questions as best I can. All right, guys, first inaugural question for the first ever Q&A on my channel goes to Archer Blades. Congratulations, Archer. You got a big honor of being the first ever question asked on a Q&A video. So he says, congrats, Sean. Thank you, Archer. Do you have a My Anime List account? Actually, I do not have a My Anime List account. I know it exists. I know kind of about what it is about. I'm not actually sure, but I've never actually gone out of my way to make a My Anime List account because I honestly don't really know what a My Anime List is. I know that a lot of people have it, especially some YouTubers on YouTube that cover anime and manga, but I never really thought that I would actually go out of my way to make an account on My Anime List. So I guess I will rebound the question off to you, Archer. Should I create a My Anime List account? So our next question comes from Gara, #UTD, and he says, first of all, congratulations with the little champagne emoji. Thank you, Gara. Man, you deserve it. Remember, don't change. My two questions. Number one, who are you? Introduce yourself. Hi guys, my name is Sean Ross. I am 23 years old. I graduated college last year from Rowan in New Jersey. I live in New Jersey. I cover mostly anime stuff on my YouTube channel, but that's not the only stuff that I'm interested in. I also love, certain cartoons. I love Marvel. I love DC. I love Star Wars. I'm into a lot of geeky stuff, even though I am mainly pertained right now to anime on my YouTube channel. But I guess a little bit more about me is in high school, I used to run cross country and track. I actually like running. It's something I actually quite enjoy, and I'm slowly getting back into that. Music, I'm into rock and roll, heavy metal, more of that type of genre of music, and I actually play guitar and drums a little bit. I'm not an expert in guitar or drums, but I just have a fascination and a liking to those instruments. Your second question is there any possibility that you would add Attack on Titan on the manga list? So I'm guessing you're talking about reviewing the manga on my YouTube channel. So I don't really know quite just yet because I really enjoy, going into the anime of Attack on Titan blind. It's a series that I've actually really enjoyed not knowing what is to come in Attack on Titan, even though kind of with the second season, I knew about the Armored Titan and the Colossal Titan. But besides that, I don't really know what else is to come after the ending of the second season. So as it kind of stands right now, I think I will just remain blind unless there is an outcry from you guys saying that, like, right now the events of the manga are straight fire. Sean, you have to cover it. So if you guys, plead and ask me, maybe I'll consider adding Attack on Titan onto the channel, but it's all up to you guys. So our next question kind of follows up with the Attack on Titan manga question from CK Meh. Are you going to read the manga of Attack on Titan? So this kind of falls into the same realm as the question that Gara asked me. As it kind of stands right now, CK, I don't see myself diving into the manga unless you guys, start telling me, hey, Sean, you should start reviewing the manga. So it's kind of all up to you guys right now, but as it kind of stands, I do like going into the anime blind currently, and I know that we're going to be getting a season 3, so I would really enjoy going into season 3 kind of not knowing the events that are going to take place in this upcoming season of Attack on Titan, but who knows what the future may hold. Moving on to the next question, we have Jan or John Comero. Please forgive me if I did mispronounce that, but you say, congrats mate, smiley face, and we love you too, winky smiley face. Do you plan to do review of Assassination Classroom or Orion High School Host Club? Will you be doing reviews on manga and anime of the same franchise? I've heard of these series, but I don't really have that much of an interest to, do reviews on these series. I know that Assassination Classroom was an anime and a manga that I think ended already. I think it's been through its run, but I'm familiar with the series, but it wasn't something that kind of caught my eye or was a big interest to me. But I've also heard of Orion High School Host Club. I know the general plot, or even though it's a little bit fuzzy in my mind, a girl joining a all boys club in a high school, and they kind of hooker themselves out to the local women of their high school and kind of go on dates, just being kind of like gigolos in a way in a high school setting. But that's probably the gist I have in my mind. But as it kind of stands right now, I don't really see myself reviewing these on episode by episode basis. If I were ever to watch these would probably just be like one video, my general overall thoughts, and just kind of like a big overarching review on the series itself. That could happen in the future, but as it stands right now, I don't really see myself currently getting into both of these series. Double S Double C 27 asks, congratulations. My question is, have you ever read or seen Berserk? And if not, would you give it a chance? I have not read or seen any of the Berserk manga or anime, but hell yeah, I would get into it if I could. As it kind of stands right now, I don't know why I haven't gotten into it, but I would totally love to dive into the series of Berserk. Probably most likely the manga, because I hear that the anime adaptation, the current adaptation of Berserk, is utter garbage, and I've kind of seen some animation, GIFs and just like memes floating around the internet. It is bad. Like, oh my god, I feel so sorry for the fans of Berserk. But for me, getting into the manga, I would totally do that, and I would kind of love to do just like my journey through Berserk, kind of just going through every chapter in like a review type setting, going through chapter by chapter, because I think it's probably like up to 300 chapters. That would just be a cool journey to go on. But just to simplify my answer, yes, I would love to get into Berserk. Corey Price asks, congratulations dude, this is awesome, and now I got a laptop, I can watch more videos. That's awesome, dude. Congratulations. But his first question is, what got you started with YouTube? Basically, it was me just watching, creators on YouTube like Chibi Reviews, Sawyer7Mage, people that I kind of watch for like certain anime stuff, but like other creators as well, just making videos, them talking about the stuff that they liked. And those just kind of inspired me just to, start making videos myself. And it took a long process, because wanting to start it is very different from actually acting upon that and driving forward and actually starting. Like, sure, I had a drive to do it, but I had to push myself to start. And once I started, it just kind of snowballed from there. And now I actually look forward to making videos on my YouTube channel, talking about the stuff that I enjoy and finding like-minded people that enjoy the same stuff I do, and just having the conversation going back and forth about what we like, maybe what could have been better, but just having overall positiveness, I guess you could say, talking about the stuff that we love. Because sure, you can just rant and rave and just talk down upon all the stuff that you hate, but that's not me. I just like talking about the stuff that I love and enjoy, and then just getting to talk about it with all you guys. That is my main drive for what kind of got me started into making videos on YouTube. So hopefully that answers your first question. But your second question is, what was your favorite video you did? As always, keep up the good work. My favorite videos so far. I think so far, I really liked actually making my speed drawing so far of Kaneki and Juzo. If you guys have not watched it yet, I'll leave like something up here so that you guys can go check that out. I really enjoyed that. It was my first time ever actually doing speed drawings, actually filming myself while I'm drawing. It definitely was a new experience, but I really enjoyed that. So that was fun. But I think definitely making my 1,000 subscriber sub video, adding in the whole Deku dance there, I absolutely love that. But most recently, my chapter 145 review for Tokyo Ghoul, because I loved getting to add in, the classic CSI put on the glasses, having the scream from the Who, and then just, editing the images to the classic roars and music from Godzilla. Those were my favorite videos to make, so hopefully I answered your questions to the best I could. Thank you so much, Corey. What's your thoughts on Black Clover, if you've seen it? And this is coming from Kiyama Yamamoto. Hopefully I'm pronouncing your name right, but oh boy, Black Clover. Man, this one is just full of like controversy because there's so much hate, I feel like, going around just the first 3 episodes that currently have been out for Black Clover. But just to give an FYI, I have not read the manga and I have not seen any of the anime, so I don't really have any thoughts on Black Clover, either positive or negative. I've heard a lot of the negativity coming from the first 3 episodes of Black Clover, but as it kind of stands for me, I don't really have any thoughts until I actually, you know, sit down and actually watch the anime or read the manga of Black Clover. So I'm not sure if I should check it out, but Kiyama, let me know if I should actually check out Black Clover. Leave that down in the comments below, but as it stands, I don't really know just yet. So our next question comes from Spark Levin, and I just gotta say, Spark, I love you, dude. I love all the comments you leave, but for questions, definitely just summarize it just a little bit more. But don't worry, I read your overall question, but I'm going to skip a little bit of this just to get into your question. So you're talking about cars, just to let everyone know what you are talking about. So first question I have for you. Remember when Goku was on Snake Way during the Saiyan Saga in Dragon Ball Z, racing back to his loved ones to save them from the clutches of Nappa and Vegeta? Do you feel people driving 200 miles per hour on the German Autobahn, that power to drive that fast, can it replicate the feeling or reality of the power Goku was exhibiting when racing on Snake Way? So for your first question, I just want to let you know, I am terrible with cars. I have no knowledge whatsoever on cars, but judging by your question, I would say yes, it probably would deliver the same feeling, but I think it would just be the adrenaline that Goku probably had, you know, racing back to try to rescue his friends, you know, before they ended up dying from the clutches of Nappa and Vegeta. But I think more of it is just the emotion that, like, I'm not sure if driving in a car could bring out the same emotions, but it could definitely bring out the same adrenaline from a German Autobahn compared to Goku racing against time on his Nimbus, going through Snake Way, getting resurrected, and, you know, flying on Nimbus to go rescue his friends from the clutches of Nappa and Vegeta. So I think it is most likely similar. But your next question is, the Mustang V8 being a modern muscle car, do you feel whenever someone floors the pedal and experiences all the amazing power of that engine's 420 horsepower, that feeling of power, is that similar to the power a Super Saiyan unleashes? Keep up the awesome work, sir. So I think so. I think, again, that just goes all to the adrenaline, but I'm not sure if that could actually encapsulate the anger that it took Goku to, you know, unlock the form of Super Saiyan. Because we know, as Dragon Ball fans, Super Saiyan can be unlocked through anger, and I think unless you're angry behind the wheel of a Mustang V8, it would have the adrenaline, and going that fast would probably have the same effect on your body, but I don't think it would have that raw anger that would just harness the Super Saiyan power. But thank you for your question, Spark. Moving right along, we have the Sea King 7, and he asks, first off, congrats, man, you deserve it. I commented a long time ago and you were great, and I'm sure your sub count will keep growing. Thanks, man. Keep it up. Here I have 2 potential questions for you. Number 1, 2 weeks ago, you saw me get triggered by TG143. I think a lot of people got triggered by TG143, to which I left an essay comment. I love your essay comments, don't worry about it. My question, in any manga or anime you've read or watched, have you ever gotten overly mad at a chapter/episode of a series, and why or why not? It's funny that you say this because as I've actually read this question beforehand, it kind of got me thinking, and at first, I've never gotten angry or upset over either a chapter or an episode. But this just came to mind, and it goes to me watching Attack on Titan for the first time when my friend introduced it to me. It's the legendary episode 5 cliffhanger with, you know, unless you guys did not see Attack on Titan, spoilers, Eren gets eaten by a Titan. And this caught me off guard so much because the way my friend sold the show to me was that it was the Game of Thrones of anime. So as soon as that happened, I was like, holy crap, the main character just died. And I was looking over at him, he was cracking up hysterically, looking at my expression, and I was so pissed. I was like, how can they do that to the main character? And slowly but surely I ended up realizing that he was going to come back, but my friend got me good, and I think that is the only time I've ever gotten upset either by a chapter or an episode of an anime. So thank you for your first question, but your second question is, what inspired you to become a content creator on YouTube? Was there a goal or was it for fun? I think there is a goal in the grand scheme of things in creating a YouTube channel, but first and foremost, it was just to have fun making videos and talking about the stuff that I love. But being inspired, it goes to a whole bunch of stuff. Like, I wasn't actually set on, doing anime stuff on my YouTube channel. It just happened to be stuff that I was interested in, also happened to align with anime related content. Because I would also love to talk about Marvel stuff, DC stuff, Star Wars stuff, but for right now, for what I can handle with actually, life, work, and YouTube, those are the stuff that I'm currently working on right now. But for what inspired me, I guess it would just be other anime content creators, but also other ones as well, like Blind Wave. I love Blind Wave and their reactions. Sawyer7 Mage, Fornever, like the main anime YouTube guys. Chibi also along with that as well, probably inspired me to, pursue going on to making videos and YouTube. And I think Sun Wukong and Chibi actually inspired me to pursue making TG videos. So if it wasn't for them, I don't think I'd be making TG videos even on my YouTube. The Sean1911. We have another Sean, just spelt a little bit differently, but he says, congrats. Do you like cliche manga / anime? If you don't, we can't be friends. What is in your opinion, the most cliched manga or anime? Now, I'm sorry to say this, but I feel like everything basically is built upon a cliche, so I'm guessing we can't be friends, the Sean1911. But in all seriousness, though, cliches don't really bother me all too much if it's done well. I mean, if it's done bad, I probably just wouldn't watch it. I wouldn't say it bothers me because I feel that mostly everything created is built upon one cliche or another. But just to add on to your second part where it says, what is, in your opinion, the most cliched manga or anime? I don't really have an answer to that because I don't really look for cliches in the stuff that I enjoy. It's whether or not I enjoy it or not. If I enjoy it, great. If I don't, I move on. Snapdragon64, how's it going, dude? My man, rocking those Furita glasses, lol. Congrats, Sean. All right, 2 questions. Number 1, favorite manga of all time? Tokyo Ghoul. Easy question. Number 2, favorite anime of all time. This is another easy one. It's DBZ. I love DBZ, but just to take that out of this, not to just go generic like that, I'll pick an obscure one that I actually really liked, even though I haven't really watched it in a long while. Death Parade. Death Parade is just overall awesome. Opening the whole 12-episode arc of that show, I just absolutely love Death Parade. And of course, currently, My Hero Academia. So I'll just add it onto that. But thanks, Snapdragon64. Boruto Uzumaki, what's your favorite anime? Kind of, backpacking onto that previous question. It has to be DBZ. That was the first one that I can remember really enjoying. But other than that, I'll say the same thing. Death Parade and My Hero Academia currently are probably, my favorites right now. Like, I am obsessed right now with My Hero Academia. I am absolutely in love with that series. Another Boruto Uzumaki. How's it going, another Boruto? So his question is, what's your favorite DBS character? That's easy. Whis or Vados, or Beerus or Champa. Like, it's a toss-up between these 4 right now as we're going through the dub of Dragon Ball Super. I love the dynamic of these characters. Their introduction into the overall world has been amazing, and I love the dynamic and the back and forth dialogue of these characters. And I love the sass right now that both Whis and Vados bring to the gods of destruction. It is just so enjoyable to watch. So those right there are most likely my favorite DBS characters, but if I had to pick one out of the new characters, I'd pick Whis. Whis' sass I could just watch endlessly. But you also have another question, Boruto Uzumaki, which is, what's your favorite shonen anime / manga ever? Still Dragon Ball Z, because that was the first one I can remember just waiting to get back home from school when it was on Toonami, just sitting down and then watching Goku and the Z Warriors just to get into another fight episode after episode. Because I can remember just sitting down and just going through the Frieza arc, the Saiyan arc, Frieza arc, Cell arc, Buu arc. Dragon Ball Z from my childhood is just absolutely amazing. So that right there is my favorite shonen anime / manga. But if I was to go away right now from Dragon Ball Z, My Hero Academia is slowly rising up in my favorite, I guess, shonen anime / manga. UNKNZN asks, congrats, what's your favorite character in Tokyo Ghoul? Now, the easiest and safe answer, I guess, would be Kaneki, because I feel like everyone loves Kaneki. But to go away from that, Juzo. Juzo is by far, if I were just to take Kaneki out of the equation, Juzo is my favorite character in Tokyo Ghoul. I love his personality, his quirkiness, and he's just an overall badass. How can you not love Juzo? He fights in slippers, for God's sake. He is awesome. Fantasy XD asks, congrats, man, you deserve it. My question, what got you into Tokyo Ghoul? Basically, my roommate in college. We were, he was introducing me to anime as like me and my roommates were basically just like kind of being shepherded in by him with all the cool shows that he was showing us. And I remember it fondly because we were actually watching Tokyo Ghoul and Parasite at the exact same time. I loved Parasite, but Tokyo Ghoul was just something that connected with me. And by episode 12, once we got to episode 12 and I witnessed that, I immediately went to him and said, hang on, is there more to this? And he said, yes, there is a manga. And I was like, give me a link to where I can read this. And basically within the next week, I basically caught up with the first series of Tokyo Ghoul. And then by chapter 12, that was currently out at the time, I caught up to Tokyo Ghoul Re before even Route A started. So that right there is basically how I got into Tokyo Ghoul. But your second question, Fantasy, is what's your opinion on someone wanting to get into anime/manga, but is scared on being judged by others? So this is a very good question, honestly, because I feel like a lot of people kind of feel degraded when they talk about anime or manga. But to be honest, you shouldn't be, because as for me, I'm into comic books, I'm into a whole bunch of geeky stuff. I love Star Wars, I love Marvel, I love DC. And just because I love those stuff and I'm an American and those are American made doesn't mean I can love anything else. You just gotta look for the stuff that you love and makes you excited and just makes you overall joyful. And if it happens to be anything, anime related or manga related, as long as you enjoy it, who the hell cares? F other people, who the hell cares? So hopefully that, raises your spirits a little bit. If you're feeling a little bit degraded about being judged about watching anime or manga, don't worry, you're not alone because it's a thriving industry. So many people love anime and manga. You have nothing to worry about, my dude. Moving on, we have Elaine Paulson who asks, have you watched Shinseki Yori? Hopefully I pronounced that right. From the New World. If not, you really should. Smiley face. So I'm guessing I should watch From a New World. I have actually never heard of this, but I will definitely be checking this out just to see what it is that you are recommending to me. And if it's anything that piques my interest, maybe a video on my thoughts on this series will pop up on my channel. Kings Forever with exclamation points. How's it going, dude? I see your comments all the time. So he asks, hey bud, first, if I want to say looking forward to your Tokyo Ghoul and DBS vid, and my question, where do I get your sweet glasses, bruh? They look nice AF. And I don't think you're talking about these glasses. I think you're talking about my Party On glasses. Now, this is actually funny. I got these at Party City. You can actually find it on their website currently because after seeing your question, I went on their website to see where it is. So I'm going to leave a link in my description of this video to a link of these glasses. So if any of you guys want to support your local troll and be like Furita, or just be like me and whenever we celebrate a special occasion, you can have some special glasses to celebrate as well. But simple answer, I got these at Party City, and honestly, I'm getting more use out of them than I ever thought I would. So thanks for your question, Kings. Description Untitled, how's it going, man? I see you all the time, either in the comment section or on Twitter, so I hope all is going well. But your questions are, how long have you been into anime, and how old were you when you watched your first anime? How long I've been into anime? Probably most likely ever since I've watched my first animes, which had to be sometime in elementary school. I don't know an exact age, but I would probably guess most likely around 10 years old when either like Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Digimon, and Dragon Ball Z were on Cartoon Network or on Toonami. When I first discovered those, I didn't know they were anime. I kind of just enjoyed it. So I was like, hey, if I enjoy it, I should watch it. And that's kind of like how I kind of go about, watching new things. But since then, I've discovered like Naruto was like kind of like my substitute when Dragon Ball Z ended. And then like Avatar: The Last Airbender, and just moving forward from there, Tokyo Ghoul, Death Parade, a whole bunch of other series here and there. So that's kind of how long I've been involved with anime, but it's kind of just recently, I would say, ever since going into college and being with one of my roommates who was very into anime, and then we would kind of just watch it night after night, where we would just introduce all these new series to me. So probably since, sophomore year of college was kind of when I kind of dove back into anime and manga. So the next question comes from Ven, capital V, lowercase e, double capital N. how did you get into manga and anime? Been here since 700 and 800 subs. So how's it going then? Glad to have you on board and a part of the community. So how did I get into manga and anime? I've been involved with anime, I think, for a majority of my life, but I think it would have to be, in my years of college, being with my one roommate who kind of introduced me to like Attack on Titan, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, Tokyo Ghoul, Parasite, and a whole bunch of other shows. And he's kind of, what sparked me diving more into the genre, finding more stuff that I liked, and either watching or reading. So definitely during the middle of college, most likely my sophomore year, is kind of when I started diving headfirst into manga and anime. Our next question comes from Leonardo Enrique. I hope I pronounced that right. Congratulations, buddy. Love your TG videos. What's your job and how you got into manga/anime stuff? So, Leonardo, I'll just refer you to the previous question where I kind of already answered that already, but for what's my job? I don't really consider my YouTube thing a job right now because I do actually have a job that I do go to, and currently I work at a marketing agency where I am a content creator. I deal with SEO and kind of just optimizing online content so that way it kind of gets found in search engine results. That is basically what I do for my job. I help out with marketing here and there, but majority of the time I'm kind of working on the back end of websites for clients and helping along with SEO optimization. And if you guys know what SEO is, good on you guys. Steven Solo asks, how was your journey with Tokyo Ghoul? In detail and with anime in general. I won't really dive into anime in general because I feel like I've already covered that, but Tokyo Ghoul, like I stated, was introduced to me by a buddy of mine in college during junior year, actually. It was junior year of college, and we were about to watch Parasite and Tokyo Ghoul around the same time. And Tokyo Ghoul, I remember looking at the poster and seeing the black-haired Kaneki and the white-haired Kaneki, who I didn't actually know was the same person at the time. And I was like, I wonder what these two characters are. Is this like the ghoul guy who's going to team up with the human guy? My initial thoughts on the series definitely changed after getting into the series, going through it, witnessing Kaneki going through his transformation into a ghoul, going through all the episodes, and by episode 12, which was by far my favorite episode from Tokyo Ghoul Season 1, it's at that moment where it just struck a chord with me where I just had to, continue with the series in some way. I knew that there was a second season on the way, but I asked my friend, it's like, this follows a manga, right? And he's like, yeah. It's like, can you lead me a link to where I can read this? Because he started telling me about how the manga was so much better than what the anime adapted. So I was like, hey, let me check it out. So I'd say within about a week or two, I started from the beginning of the manga, went through all Tokyo Ghoul, and I think by chapter 12 or 13 of the sequel series Re, I caught up, and I've kind of been caught up ever since, chapter 13 of Tokyo Ghoul Re. And this was all before Route A started, and I think everyone knows about Route A, but Steven, thank you for your question. Invid of INP, how is it going, man? I see your comments all the time, so it's nice to see that you left a question. Congratulations, have you seen the abridged version of Overlord from Team Garan? If not, could you make a video of you reacting to it? Thank you for your question, Invid. I've actually never seen Overlord, and I do feel like if I'm going to do a reaction to a series, I would like to know a little bit about it first, because I feel like just reacting to it, I might not like it, and I don't want to put people down if I don't actually like something that they like. And if I was to do a reaction to something, one reaction I could definitely see myself doing, even though this is off topic from your question, is doing DBZA. Dragon Ball Z abridged, because I love Dragon Ball and I can understand all of the little Easter eggs popped up here and there, and I love their comedy. Team 4 Star's comedy is the greatest. So when it comes to other abridged series, I don't really have a fondness for them because I don't really know the original material that it's making fun of, so I won't actually get, inside jokes if they're actually poking fun at Overlord, because I've never seen Overlord. But hopefully that answers your question, Invid, and DBZA is just awesome. Now, Omar Hamed is asking the very tough question. Do you prefer watching anime in dub or sub? Now, I don't want to start a war with the whole dub versus sub stuff, but honestly, in all honesty, I don't care whether I watch it subbed or dubbed. I can watch it both ways. I enjoy dub, I enjoy sub. I hate the whole picking sides where it's like, oh, sub is better than dub. Sure, there can be horrible dubs, but I enjoy watching it in my own language. It's just enjoyable for me. So when it comes to sub or dub, I don't really care. Our next question comes from Lauren McDonald, who asks, hi Sean, here are my two questions for you. Number one, what are people's reactions when you tell them that you're a YouTuber? Thinking about becoming a YouTuber, but I'm not entirely sure. However, if I did become a YouTuber, I would like to be a YouTuber like you. You're genuine, humble, and very likable. Well, thank you for the kind words. I try to do my best when making these videos, but I haven't really told that many people about, me being on YouTube because it's kind of just something I do just for me. It's for fun, and if they happen to, find out I do YouTube, then I'll talk to them about it, but I don't feel I have to go out of my way just to tell people, it's like, hey, I'm doing YouTube right now. I feel like it will come up, naturally in a conversation if it ends up coming up, because I don't feel like, just butting in, just letting everyone in my life know, hey, I'm on YouTube right now. If it ends up coming up in a conversation, I'll let them know. But if you do end up starting a YouTube channel, just be genuine, just be, yourself when you're starting a YouTube channel, because if you do end up starting one, talk about the stuff that you enjoy, because if you do that, it's just gonna be enjoyable for you because you want to make videos that you like. So hopefully that helps again with your first question, Lauren. But your second question is, what character from Tokyo Ghoul do you wish you could meet in real life? Which one would you avoid at all costs? Now, this is very interesting. Meeting in real life, who would I love to meet? Kaneki for one, Toka, Juzo, a lot of the characters honestly I would like to meet, but for which one I would avoid at all costs? Nutcracker. I would avoid Nutcracker at all costs. And I think that goes without saying why I would end up avoiding Nutcracker. I mean, I don't need any of that in my life. I do not need Nutcracker at all, so Nutcracker would be probably the one character in Tokyo Ghoul that I would avoid. And I bet some of you guys would be like, why not Furuta? I would hang out with Furuta. Furuta would just be so much fun to be around because he is just a massive troll, and it seems like he knows how to have a good time. So every other character I would love to meet, besides Nutcracker. Here we go, guys. The main question that makes me giggle every time I see this question. Andrew Raddick is asking the real question right here. Tits or ass? It makes me laugh every time. So in all seriousness, I will answer your question. Both equally enjoyable, but I'll have to go ass. Jorge Tejada, hopefully I'm pronouncing your name right, he says, congratulations, man. I have some questions. Number one, who are your favorite characters in Tokyo Ghoul? So, Kaneki, Toka, Juzo, Amon. I really like all of the Qs right now. Ure, Mitsuki, even though Mitsuki right now is completely deranged in the series. Even Furuta, I love in some way, shape, or form. Like, I really don't really have a character I actually hate. Even though I stated earlier in Lauren's question that I would hate to actually, be with Nutcracker, I still enjoyed Nutcracker and what she actually brought to the world of Tokyo Ghoul. So there isn't really a character in Tokyo Ghoul that I actually hate. But for favorites, Kaneki, Toka, and Juzo, I would say, are most likely my top three. But for your second question, what other mangas have you read besides Tokyo Ghoul and Boku no Hero Academia? I actually have not read any other manga series. These are the main two that I've actually dived into so far because, like I've kind of stated earlier, I'm kind of a noob when it comes to, anime and manga. Like, I like other stuff as well, and I'm kind of just dive in here and there and just pick. I cherry pick the stuff that I think I'll enjoy and I'll follow through with that. But judging by my taste in both Tokyo Ghoul and My Hero Academia, feel free to suggest some other manga that I should possibly check out. And here we are brought to our last question for this first ever Q&A. And this one comes from Jesus Gomez. Hopefully that's pronounced correctly. Battle of the Badass Bookworms. Who'd win in a fight? Kaneki pre-Dragon or Deku current manga arc? Do you write creatively at all, like books or short stories? So for your second question, I actually don't write creatively. I draw. I have a few speed drawing videos on my channel, so definitely feel free to check those out on my channel. But as it goes for who would win in this badass bookworm fight, Kaneki or Deku? Oh man. I think in all honesty, I think Kaneki would most likely win because Kaneki has the edge of regenerating his limbs. But then again, he is having problems with regenerating his limbs normally. And just judging by how he ended up fighting with Juzo, damn, this is actually really tough. I'm gonna have to go with Kaneki right now just on strength alone because I feel like with Deku, he's still trying to learn to harness One for All correctly, and he still has, the mishap of breaking his limbs in the process. If he had Eri on his back, that is a whole nother story entirely, but just going on Deku and Kaneki alone, I'd have to go Kaneki in this. And there we have it, guys. That is the end for my first ever Q&A special for you guys. I hope my answers were to your guys' liking. I really enjoyed getting to answer all of your guys' questions. And fear not for all of you guys that did not get any questions, to put into the first ever Q&A. Down the line, in the future, I plan on doing more Q&As, whether they be videos like this or doing live stream Q&As, later on down the road. I think that would be fun as well. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and I definitely look forward to making more. And I just loved making this with you guys. So thank you for all your questions, guys. Now is the time to now look ahead to the new goal for the channel. 1,000 was absolutely amazing, but now let's look to the new goal of 5,000 subs for the channel, and hopefully adding more content down the road and just having an overall fun time with the content and just getting to interact with all of you guys. But that is going to be the end of this video, guys. So until I catch you guys in another related video on my channel, whether it be Tokyo Ghoul, Dragon Ball Super, My Hero Academia, or anything else, I'll talk with you guys later. See you later, guys.